Paltrocast.
Steve, how's your day going aside from answering the same questions over and over and over again today?
My day's going very well. You're actually my second interview, so I'm fine. We haven't had too many of the same questions. We shall see. But no, it's great. I love talking about the movie. I actually enjoyed this a lot.
Fantastic. So you had a very, very, very tough role of not only directing, but adapting, and you yourself are an experienced actor as well. How long did you spend on the adaptation portion of this?
So the screenplay is based on a kid's book by Guy
Yes.
Bass, um, which we first encountered like 10 years ago. And we loved it immediately because this whole kind of Frankenstein fun, but also because the characters were really emotional and they had soul, you know. And if you're going to spend all these years working on a film, you want something that really matters. It's just not more content, but something that really has heart in it. So actually writing the script, it took, and I guess we were working on it over the course of a year, possibly a little bit more with some corrections afterwards. But it wasn't actually very hard to write because the characters were so clear.
Hmm.
The middle section of the film, the book itself is a little too short just to adapt straight as a movie.
Hmm.
His book, if you read it, basically the middle section where Stitchhead leaves and goes down and joins the circus and becomes a star, that's all been added in. At the beginning, you've got Freak Fighter coming up, and then he comes to this castle, and Stitchhead doesn't let him in. And at the end, Stitchhead lets him in, and then we're already coming into the final act and the finale. So we added that all in the middle to it.
Hmm.
But because the characters were really clear and the kind of this theme of love, which was already really front and center, was there, it felt like a lot of it kind of just sort of wrote itself and it made a lot of sense. What was really nice was that Guy, the author, was super supportive. I was very, yeah, nervous because it's his material, and because you could tell there was really a lot of his emotional energy
Hmm.
invested. I didn't want to, muck around with his characters and his story, but I was really touched at the end. He said, it feels, even when there's new scenes, it feels like that's Stitchhead who's speaking, that's Creature who's speaking, that's what they would do in these circumstances. So um, we seem to have achieved a bit of a mind meld there, which was very encouraging.
So you mentioned 10 years in the making. And if
Yeah.
we go back 10 years, that predates COVID, that kind of
Yes.
predates the rise of all the streamers and what film distribution looks like, et cetera. So did the
Right.
concept that you were envisioning really change? The formatting was, in other words, was it originally rated R? Was it more adult or anything
Right.
like that?
No, the basic concept actually. So my first child was born in the year 2000. So we
Hmm.
kind of grew up as a family together with those kind of Pixar movies and the whole kind of new boom of CGI animation, so and the real great epic classics of, Up and Wally and The Incredibles, and things like that. And when they would come out, they would be such an event in our family. And our intention was always to try and make a film like that, which had gags and fun for the kids, but gags and fun for the adults. We didn't just want to
Sure.
make it, a thing which is you can take your kids and then you have a nap. I find that a very depressing
I get it.
experience.
Something for everyone in a
Yeah,
way.
we wanted something for everyone. And
Yeah.
like I grew up as a kid reading Asterix books. I was obsessed by Asterix books. And Asterix books, you can come back, you can read them when you're seven and they're great. But then you can read them when you're much older and you suddenly, there's a whole other level of textual gags and little things. And like recently, there are centurions in there who are called things like raucous hallelujah chorus or spurious brontosaurus, right? When you're a
Mhm.
kid, you don't even notice that. But it's just beautiful, all those little details. So the original concept was really, let's make this for the big screen. Let's make, rather than a thing that where the camera's trying to look at this, look at this, look at this, but like let's make a big screen and you're looking around the screen and, oh, did you see that? Did you see that? So that there's a level of detail that will really bear a second watching, that people can watch it, but kind of have the feel that it's a rich picture that they may want to come back and watch a second time. And I feel grateful that obviously COVID wasn't the easiest experience, and certainly the 5 years of production with COVID slap in the middle of it
Yeah.
wasn't easy. But it was, it's really encouraging now to be coming out on a big screen so that people can see it in a cinema, which is really where it always belonged.
So this is a new project to us, to you, long in the making. Are we allowed to know what's next, or is that all under Hollywood embargoes and Hollywood Reporter and Variety.com embargoes and all that?
Um, I don't hear anybody sleeping in script. No, we have. So Guy was very positive about the whole thing. So we certainly have the possibility of developing. There are five, six books. There's a series of books, five or six, and the second is Stitchhead and the Pirate's Eye, in which Stitchhead, still trying to find who he is, he discovers that his blue eye is actually the eye of the Pirate King. And he goes off in search of, who his real self is, and maybe this father figure, the pirate. And I just really like pirates. And I have a whole, there's a whole really cool pirate story which we could do there. I guess it just depends a little bit on how people like the first one, but I would certainly be up for doing some more Stitchhead.
And the last question I have for you, as I called out earlier, also an actor. Yes, you have this success as a director and writer and all that, but do you have any plans to do more acting, or is this the directing phase of your career?
Um, I do acting, and it's always fun. What is great with directing or writing a director is like you're in control, and as an actor, it's you're very much dependent on what material you're offered and what you can do, and then
Mhm.
obviously, and there are people much more talented than me who make wonderful things out of it. But this, to be able to create the world, that's certainly the thing that excites me most.
Got it. Well, congratulations on seeing this project through. I think the average person would go 2 weeks. I'm not going to wait that long. So 10 years for Stitchhead, give or
Well,
take, is fantastic. And
yeah, well, it was
hopefully,
5 years production, 5 years before getting the money and the script and everything together. Yeah,
but
but
10 years to actually having the idea, the average person sits at the bar, says, I'm going to make a movie, and then they forgot in the next day.
yeah, well, when I started, actually, our kids were like our youngest kids, the twins, they were 8 years old, and I was writing the script for them. This is for you kids, and now they've just graduated high school and are 18 years old. So they, yeah, Dad's still doing his movie, but they've been super supportive and they really like it too, which is nice.
And fingers crossed on those sequels. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time
you.
and continued
Thanks, Joe.
success at you, Steve.
Thanks, man.
Paltrocast.